As you go online with a product or service, such as telehealth, or a product such as a course, make sure you know which part of the business it falls into. Does it fall into part of your current business, or does this fall into an entirely new business? And I guarantee that will make your results better when you first understand that step. 2021 is upon us, and at times you maybe weren't sure this year whether or not that would ever come to be. But look, here we are. You have made it through one of the craziest years on record for sure. And I think that's why it's a really important time for us to talk about trends in marketing and physical therapy that I foresee coming down for 2021. It's important that you realize this was a wild year, but business lives on, things have changed, and what do you need to be aware of as you're planning for the next year and as you're figuring out how you're going to grow your business. So today, I'm going to talk about 3 trends I'm seeing and foresee coming in the future so that you can put your focus on the right things so that you don't get left behind. Number 1, I'm sure you've recognized this trend, but thanks to 2020, thanks to COVID, we have seen so many more people, including our own clients, going online. And that's just not unique, obviously, to the PT business. This is happening to many stores that were brick and mortar who maybe still sold a chunk of their services or delivered a chunk of their services or products in stores. And now they're having to rethink, we've gotten away with this crappy website for a while, and now it's the only place we have to sell. A lot of people are going online. A lot of your friends may be creating new programs, or they may be trying to perfect their telehealth services. I mean, how many of you are already either dreaming about or thinking about starting a product that you can sell online, whether it's to clients in your current private practice or whether it's to a whole nother population online? Well, this trend of going online is an important one. And yet I want you to realize it's harder. If you tried to do this 2 years ago, it would have been easier to go online because now everyone, their mother, brother, sister, and every business right now is fighting for everybody's attention online, which means we're no longer in the day and age where you're going to be able to slap up one lead magnet, a couple drag and drop pages, and be able to start a whole nother service, product, or business. It's just not going to work. It is going to take a lot more time and effort and diligence to get something online and off the ground in 2021. So I see this trend coming, and I see the frustrations already building in people who are trying to go online, who are maybe trying to create a new course, and they're wondering, why is this so hard to get going? I thought starting a PT practice would be hard, and now I'm wondering, holy moly, online is way harder than I thought it would be. I've seen this with several of our clients, and yet it's hard to make the pivot, and yet I still think it's going to be an important pivot for people to make. I'm all about diversity. I'm all about owning your business, owning your traffic, owning your time, and adding products and services online is going to help you do that as a PT business owner. I just want to pass on knowing that that trend is occurring and is going to continue to evolve in 2021, a little bit of advice around that. And that is really look at what you're trying to do online and figure out, is it something that fits into your existing business, to your existing perfect patient, to your existing community locally? Or is it something that's going to be sold on a more national basis? Is it to an entirely different avatar? Recognizing that earlier is going to give you a better chance of success, because here's what I'm seeing happening and people getting stuck is they go through the process of making this awesome product, new online course, and then they throw it on their PT website and not much happens. Well, unless it is a product or service specifically related to that avatar and something you're going to incorporate with your past clients, maybe it's an upsell at the end, maybe it's a downsell for people who aren't ready to come in to use your services yet. If it fits in that model, great. It's going to be something you can use and leverage and should be able to succeed on your website. However, if you were targeting people beyond your local area or beyond exactly who that perfect avatar is, maybe you've niched it down really a lot farther, eventually it's going to need a whole separate marketing campaign. It's going to be an entirely different business, especially if you're trying to get it off the ground and not just be something you earn $500 a month from here and there every month. So this trend of going online is a positive one, but I want to make you aware that you need to know whether or not it's going to be something you're going to grow into your current business or whether or not it's going to grow into a new business. And the quicker you get that sorted, the quicker you're going to get ahead of everybody else out there that's trying to get online too. It's like now every women's health therapist, right, wants to put out something on, leaking or postpartum care. It's like, well, how are you going to differentiate yourself? Where are you going to? You're going to have to get very, very, very niche in order for you to succeed and very focused. And that may not coincide with what you're doing at your clinic. So keep that in mind, whether you've already jumped on the bandwagon or you're about to. Keep that in mind as you're going through 2021. Now, another trend that I expect to see expand a ton more in 2021 has to do with mobile. And I'm not just talking your mobile website. I'm talking everything when it comes to the use of a mobile phone in your marketing. So for one, you're going to see, and I've been asked this a lot lately, how do you get people to show up for XYZ? How do you get people to show up for a workshop? How do you get people, whether it's online or in person? How do you get people to attend your webinar? How do you get people to, come on your live event? Over and over, what we're seeing is emails right now are just through the roof. And while they're still working, they may not always be the best reminder because people aren't checking them all the time. But guess what? They are checking all the time, right? Their phones. And the biggest thing people are not utilizing, even in PT practices, even in online course creation, is they're not utilizing text messaging. And this is where it's so important. If you can make such good content that you can collect text messages, you can collect phone numbers, you can start conversations via text message, you're going to have such a leg up on getting people aware and knowing about your product and participating in whatever you want them to participate. I still remember the first time, this was pre-COVID, I told one of my students that she said, I'm going to do this talk. Like, what should I do? How should I turn it into something that is going to help grow my business and get me more clients rather than just go get my name out there? And I told her, she was giving it live and in person. I told her to make a landing page. We actually made it for her because she was one of our private clients. And we said at the end of the talk, when you want to offer them something, I want you to tell them to stand up and go get their phones. I don't care if they left it in the back of the room because this is a yoga studio and they have things in cubbies, or I don't care if they need to dig through their purse for 5 minutes. She was talking to a group of women. It was like, go get your phone right now. Everybody pull out your phone. We've got something to do. Pull out your phone. And in here, it's like, all right, here's what I want you to do. Open up your phone, go to this website. I'm putting it up here on the screen on my PowerPoint, but I'm also going to say it to you. Type that in. Look what I've got for you here. I've got an amazing offer that I'm going to give you because you've been here tonight. Usually I don't give this away for free. We're going to give it away. So everybody right now, type in your info. Let's all do this together. And then hit submit. Everybody get it? Did everybody get it? Like, wave your hands in the air if you've done, when you're done. And it became like this party, this celebration. And lo and behold, she got almost every single person's contact information in the room. Email, phone number, name. Brilliant. She executed it perfectly. And I think it's really important to not forget or to not give up in 2021 on getting people's phone numbers. And I'll throw in an extra challenge, even their physical address. More and more these days. Can we actually mail them something? People on average only get 3 to 4 pieces of mail every day, but they get tons of emails. How can we get in closer relationship with our people? How can we get creative? Now, on the mobile side, I also had a part B to mobile, and it does relate to websites, but the trends we're seeing when it comes to mobile and websites, I think it's worth knowing that over 60% of people are using their mobile phones, and when they're using them on the internet, they're watching video. And what I find is that physical therapists are entirely freaked out and too scared to do video. And we have got to get over ourselves, get over our insecurities, and get on the camera. Because if you want people engaging with your site, they want video. And it's going to be really important looking into 2021 on how you can add those elements. Now, here's the funniest part you're probably not going to expect me to say, which is how can we add video that's actually optimized for mobile? In other words, it's shot vertically. I know you're so used to for desktop, right? Or anything you need to shoot horizontally, but think about TikTok. Think about Instagram. Think about even Facebook videos. They don't even let you do a Facebook Live horizontally anymore. They gave that up, I think it was even a couple of years ago, because it's not mobile friendly. So you're going to need to think about, how do I shoot mobile friendly content for your website, for your social media, for your marketing? Because that's what people want to consume. So that's what you need to give them. All right, so number one, we went over, it's basically doing, as you move online, you've got to be smarter, you've got to work harder, and you better know what you're doing with your new product or service that's delivered online. Is it a new business or is it a continuation of your own? And then number two was mobile. How can we work to get people's text in our system so we can get up with them? And how can we work to deliver the mobile videos that they're wanting to watch? It's a challenge, and I know you guys are good enough to accept. So let's move on now to the last trend I'm going to see or predict here for 2021. The last thing I think is silently going to creep up on a lot of people, or the lack of doing is going to silently creep up on a lot of people, is SEO. Yes, you heard me right. SEO, search engine optimization. In other words, where do you rank on Google without paying for ads? Like, where do you naturally rank just based on what's on your website and what you've been doing with meta tags, alt tags, descriptions, keywords, research, etc. Content, constant content, by the way. What are you doing in all those areas to help you rank higher? Because the numbers are staggering. And I know ads are like sexy as anything right now. And I don't use that word sexy lightly. Everybody and their mother, brother, etc. is selling them. And they seem to be this magic pill. And usually when I'm offered a magic pill, I start to get a little skeptical. Why? Because ads are more like quick fixes to problems. And I know in PT, we hate giving quick fixes to problems, right? You can run an ad and it can be work for a little while and then just stop. It can, you can waste 3 to 6 months. It's not unusual. Ask these ads companies. It's not unusual for them to tell you, well, it might take 3 to 6 months for us to figure out and get them working that way. So you may lose 3 to 6 months of income before getting a return on ads. And they also don't tell you that less than 15% of people who type in a Google search actually click on ads. In fact, when someone searches in Google, over 70% of the clicks are on the organic postings. In other words, not the ads at the top. So really, you're missing out on a lot of people if you're not making an effort to rank on the first page for keywords that you want to rank for. And that's why this is something that a service we've recently added at PT Website Secrets. It's because SEO is something that you build a long-term relationship with, okay? Instead of just being like day trading on the weekend where sometimes you'll have hits and sometimes you don't and sometimes you'll lose. This is more about building a long-term relationship with Google, about them liking your site over time. And it's stuff that doesn't just like disappear. I mean, if you just stop paying Google ads, guess what? You stop showing up. Whereas with SEO, this is a long-term thing that's going to help you over time, get you where you want to be and keep you there. A lot different ballgame. So I really think you're going to see an emergence of people making sure their SEO is right and not just running after paid ads. And if that's you and that's something you've been thinking about, reach out because we totally can help you think through that and whether now's the time and whether you're at an appropriate point in your business to actually do it. So those are your trends for 2021. Mobile friendly stuff, video and text messaging, right? SEO. Don't forget the SEO. In fact, SEO, when done really well, is a whole lot cheaper than running Google ads. So if you're wondering where to start and you don't have the budget right now for Google ads, SEO may be the way to go. Wow, I really did not intend to rhyme like that. And then making sure as you go online with a product or service, such as telehealth, or products such as a course, make sure you know which part of the business it falls into. Does it fall into part of your current business, or does this fall into an entirely new business? And I guarantee that will make your results better when you first understand that step. All right, everyone, this has been another great episode. Patience on Demand. I can't wait to talk to you next time. Bye.